So let's talk about some of the dominant issues from 2019 that will certainly spill over to 2020. Climate change. A young 16-year-old Swedish girl is named Time Magazine Person of the Year. Candidates like Ed Markey and Tom Steyer are counting on this issue to win votes, but this is going to be a game changer for anyone, do you think, Rob?
I think the only game-changing policy issue in politics is the economy. And this will motivate some younger voters, but it's not going to win anybody in an election.
Do you agree with that, Marianne?
I do. It's a factor, not the factor, and especially with younger voters. But to me, the thing that's driving this election is Trump, 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 healthcare Trump. That's it.
He says economy.
And the economy. I mean,
that if the economy were everything in this election, then Donald Trump would be at 65, 68, 70%, right? With this kind of economy, he's not.
It may keep him alive at 51%, though, if it remains good.
CPR.
But climate change is not sexy enough, I guess, to attract or stoke any fires.
It's not at the front door for a lot of people right now. I think that's what it all boils down to.
This next topic is the front door. It's the whole house. It's the source of aggravation. It's an issue that's certainly on the minds of Massachusetts commuters daily. It's the T and the commuter rail system and the whole package. Is this the year that Governor Baker and his team have to come up with a solution to the congestion, the breakdowns, and the unreliable service, Marianne?
He has to. I mean, Charlie Baker's been elected twice now as Mr. Fix-It. So he's got to fix it. He doesn't have any choice. And if he wants a third term, there's no question he has to fix it. And even if he doesn't, it will tarnish his legacy if he doesn't. I mean, this is affecting everyone's life across the board. The economy, quality of life, jobs, everything relies on transportation, and it needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I don't know if Superman could come in and fix the T, though, you know?
Again, Charlie Baker got elected as Mr. Fix-It. Yes, everyone, including last week with Hannah Kane, said it's been there for a long time, but now we're at the apocalyptic level of need to fix it.
I think the governor's praying for a mild winter, right? I mean, maybe even considering adding a meteorologist to his cabinet. But, you know, the problem is that the T's problems go beyond the weather we've seen, the cold weather, the snow. They seem to happen all the time.
Well, one of the most serious incidents of the year happened in the middle of the summer on the red line. So you know, that wasn't
the
snow
opposite,
or ice
but it was weather.
But in that episode,
had to do with heat,
but
stuff
even
like
the new
that.
cars aren't working.
Yeah.
It's not even the old cars, it's the new cars aren't working. None of it's working.
A lot of it is whether voters will hold him responsible or they will understand that he has inherited this system. And of course, no one really knows what's going on. In fact, Charlie Baker gets a lot of exposure, but equally powerful in state house politics are House Speaker Bob DeLeo and Senate President Karen Spilka. Who's exercising their muscles most effectively and who looks stronger going to 2020, Marianne?
DeLeo. I mean, DeLeo's running the agenda at the State House, and as long as he's Speaker, as long as he's there, he'll run everything. And so it's Bob DeLeo, first and second and last on everything. Spilka's still trying to get her sea legs, but there's no question DeLeo runs everything.
Is she right about that?
I think Baker's running the show. I mean, Baker has the popularity. He can drive the agenda. I think Spilka and DeLeo are passengers to a certain extent, but DeLeo's probably in second place.
It'll be interesting to see how long both of them are in that position, especially Bob DeLeo, who's been there for a while.
So let's talk about Boston City Hall right now. Mayor Marty Walsh will have to ramp up his re-election campaign this coming year if he plans to run in 2021 for mayor of Boston, with at least 2 city councilors making noises about challenging him. What odds do you give him for running and him for winning, Marianne?
Well, I think we saw when he was on the show here a few months ago that he is running for re-election. He seemed almost reinvigorated after the city council races, and he's a very good campaigner. He likes campaigns, he likes running. But the more people who get into this race, the more likely it is that Marty Walsh gets reelected.
I'm gonna take it to a second level. First, let me ask you about Marty in the year as he ramps up. I know that we're not voting for mayor in Boston in 2020, but 2021. So whatever.
I mean, in a word, I think his chances are solid.
Solid.
Very solid.
So here's the other question I wanted to ask you: is mayor enough for him?
Well, it's never enough and every mayor of Boston, except maybe Menino, always looked to do something else. They haven't been that successful. I think if Marty Walsh runs and gets reelected, I'm sure he's looking at other things too.
I don't care how great a mayor you are, when you get outside of the city of Boston in the state and you run statewide, people hold it against you that you're a Boston politician. They've never been successful statewide.
Good point.
And it has nothing to do with Marty Walsh. It would have had the same thing for Tom Menino, Ray Flynn, anybody considering running statewide. Good luck as a Boston mayor.
Jealousy factor. You think?
Well, they think Boston gets all the money.
Right.
They think going back in time that Boston is corrupt voters outside of the state. They hold that against it, whoever it is.
All right, we're closing it. Are you going to say something?
Oh, no, I was just saying, growing up in Western Mass, you hate Boston. You know, I mean, the fact I ended up living here, you know, you come in once a year for a Red Sox game. That was it. So, you know.
But
you root for the teams, you hate the city, right?
Right.
But in your heart, you'll always be 4-1-3.
For always.
Our picks for Person of the Year and some political New Year's resolutions when we come back.